What's up, guys? JP here, and this is going to be part 9 in my entire DVD collection. As always, I'll put the link to the playlist up on the screen and the links below. This is my second attempt doing this video. I tried doing it last night, but I ended up making a like 10-minute video review of the two Hostel films. So I'm going to try to cut down my talking on them a bit, and I guess we'll jump right into it. So first up we have The Hitcher, and The Hitcher is a classic in my opinion. Rutger Hauer plays an amazing villain. C. Thomas Howell does a great job. I love the just whole cat and mouse chase and all the carnage, and it's just a great movie. I remember first seeing it on HBO late at night, flipping through the channels, and ended up catching it like 5 minutes into it. That's where I've seen some of the best horror movies that I've ever seen throughout my time, was catching them late at night on TV, and that's my favorite time to watch movies. Doesn't happen so much anymore in today's time, but anyway, moving on, we have The Hitcher 2, or The Hitcher remake, and I don't really remember much about this one, and I think if it was good, I would remember that it was good. But if it was really bad, I think I'd remember it was really bad. So it was probably like just okay. I kind of blanked on it the first time, and I really don't remember much else now. But I do remember my cousin liking it. I watched it with him, and but he's never seen the original, so I don't know. I think it was just okay from what I remember. And then after that we have Hostel, and Hostel is a favorite of mine in the past, 10 years or whatever. I think I think the movie is a good movie, but I think it's very well made, and that's why it's so great. I think Eli Roth is really talented, and I think I wish he would do more films, but he's probably making more money doing whatever he does now. But I've seen him act a little bit and produce a lot of stuff, so I really want him to return to directing. And Cabin Fever is one of the horror films that got me back into horror. Hostel, kept me there. I really enjoyed Hostel. I thought it was something new and fresh, and good special effects, and you really felt for the people in the torture scenes, and I think that the directing was just solid. Even I like how it does the character shift. When you think you're following one character, then it turns out, something happens, and then you follow a new guy. I like how the when they're having fun and partying and stuff, it looks all bright and everybody looks pretty with all kind of makeup, and everything looks fun. And then as soon as the stuff hits the fan, the next day everything's all dreary, nobody's wearing makeup, everybody looks uglier, and the world just looks uglier. And I think that see, I'm doing it again, I gotta stop. Alright, Hostel, I like Hostel. Hostel Part 2. I like Hostel Part 2. I don't think it was as good as the first one, and I thought it was pretty much unanimous that, it was known as not as good as the first one. But then once I started, doing the internet thing, I've noticed a lot of people think that this one's the better film, and I just don't see it. I think it has its moments. I think the ending was solid, but I couldn't really follow these chicks and relate to these chicks and really be connected to these girls as much as I could the people in the first film. I don't know. I just didn't really feel for them as much. It wasn't as big of a effect when they met their torture scene. I didn't feel for him as much, but the bloodbath one was pretty intense. So yeah, Hostel Part 2, I do like it. Eli Roth should come back to directing. Another thing, he stacks his DVDs usually with commentaries, and his commentaries are really interesting if you never checked them out. Next up we have House of Wax, and House of Wax is a remake. I never seen the original all the way through, but this one I remember buying used, and I didn't think it was too bad. It's definitely not a, well-made, great movie, but for something to watch, it wasn't a waste of time. It was at least entertaining all the way through, I thought. Not one that I would rush out and watch again, though. After that, we have The Howling. And The Howling is one that I remember hearing so much good things about. People say it was their favorite werewolf, their second favorite werewolf film. But I remember everybody saying it was super great, and I finally watched it, and I didn't really get into it that much. It was good. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I thought the werewolves looked good, and I thought there was some good scenes, but overall I was kind of disappointed. I thought it was going to be a lot better. Yeah, it was decent. And it has a ton of sequels that I've never seen, and I really don't care to really check them out either. After that, we have House and House 2. The House films are classic. I love House. They always brighten up my day when I watch them. If I'm, bored or something, and I can always throw House on and enjoy it. The second one I got in this like double pack thing, because at one time this was like the cheapest way to get House 2, because it was like out of print or something. But right after I bought this, I would say like a month later or 2 months later, some company released House 2 on DVD, so I was a little disappointed with that. But House is awesome. House 2 is good. I've never seen the horror show, aka House 3, and I've never seen House 4. I don't even think they have releases in the in Region 1, but yeah, House, dude. I can watch House all the time. It's such a cool like haunted house flick. And after that, we have the Human Centipede. And I caught this on Netflix one time over a friend's house late at night, and it was definitely dope to watch. I was really into it at the time, and really made me feel uncomfortable, and I was just kind of, I really felt kind of like grimy and stuff, and even the next couple of days I was still thinking about it, so it stuck with me pretty hard. And I thought the German guy, I think he's German, the scientist dude, I thought he was creepy as hell. He did an awesome job making you really hate the guy, and I thought it was a great idea to put the guy who didn't speak English in the front, so it caused chaos among the people, and they couldn't really communicate, and it just made it feel hopeless. So yeah, I really liked the Human Centipede when I first seen it. I've never even watched this DVD. I remember picking it up and never even watching it, so I've only seen it that one time. But I did start watching the sequel on Netflix over a different friend's house, and I didn't like it at all. I couldn't really get into it. I thought it was just kind of shock value and not really made as well. But who knows? I never really finished. I never really watched it all the way through. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be picking that up anytime soon. Next up, we have I Am Legend. I'm a fan of Will Smith. I really like him. I loved The Fresh Prince growing up. I even like his raps a lot. I think that he's such a fun rapper. And the I Am Legend wasn't bad. I seen it in the theater actually, but this was my grandpa's. I kind of confiscated it, and just kind of it's been in my collection. I thought it was fun. I didn't think it was too amazing or too. It wasn't really bad. I thought it was just a decent movie. After that, last up for this part, guys. We have Idle Hands, and Idle Hands is like a horror comedy, and uh, it's a straight up horror comedy. It's not a horror movie with some comedy in it or like comic relief. This is a straight up comedy, horror comedy, and I liked it. It was fun, but I remember thinking that the first half was a little bit better than the second half, or it started going downhill after the first half. I'm not a huge fan of straight up horror comedies. I like I don't mind horror, I mean comedy in my horror, but I don't like straight up horror comedies too much. One that is a huge favorite of people's, and I actually think it's way overrated, and I don't even like it. But I've only seen it once, so I don't want to judge it too much. But it's Shaun of the Dead. I thought Shaun of the Dead was just not my cup of tea. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for this part. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in part 10.